What rings true today rang true 99 years ago during the Black Wall Street massacre and 155 years ago during the end of chattel slavery. Stop killing us. All across America, we've seen examples after examples of police using lethal force when engaging unarmed Black men and Black women, with a total disregard for their bodies, for their lives, and for the broken families and communities they leave behind. The rate in which Black Americans are killed by police is more than twice as high as the rate for white Americans. According to a recent study done by Rutgers University, 1 out of every 1,000 Black men and Black boys will be killed by police through the course of their lifetime. Just this past year, we've lost 1,028 people who have been shot and killed by police. That was someone's mother, someone's father, someone's brother, someone's sister, someone's cousin, someone's friend. They were something to someone. And what we're now seeing all across the country in all 50 states and even 13 countries plus who have participated in protests are communities that are fed up. Communities that have reached the boiling point, waiting for a government to do something. Do something to stop the onslaught of intimidation, of oppression, of murder, of our communities that have gone on for too long by a police system that have criminalized Black children, Black women, and Black men. By a system that have over-policed us and over-incarcerated us for far too long. We are waiting for the government to do something, because our cries have been ignored, our policy recommendations have been overlooked, and our murders have been seen as a casualty of a war that America continues to wage against us, from cradle to cell to casket. Make no mistake, the government may not have the solutions for change, but the people know what not only needs to be done to stop the violence, but also to cultivate a community of healing and reconciliation in a country that once saw us as slaves. These conversations have been waiting for too long. These actions are long overdue. It is time. It is time that we reckon with the harm that has already been done to our communities, specifically seeking justice for George Floyd, Nina Pop, Sean Reed, Breonna Taylor, and so many other people whose lives have been cut short by a system that was never designed to protect them in the first place. We have to reevaluate what safety means for Black and Brown communities and recognize that oftentimes police officers are the very thing that make Black people feel unsafe. We must demilitarize and defund the police. But more importantly, we must make sure that they're no longer in our classrooms and in our schools. Because for the last 2 decades, they have ushered in our children through the school to prison pipeline and continue to perpetuate the generational cycle of mass incarceration. We must reinvest tax dollars into holistic community solutions for violence prevention and harm reduction. Solutions that are not rooted in white supremacy. Zora Neale Hurston once said that if you are silent about your pain, they will kill you and say you enjoyed it. I don't know who needs to hear this, but we are no longer going to be silent. We are no longer going to allow you to silence our voices and our experience within this country. Because none of us are truly safe when the human rights of another person is denied. None of us are safe when we cherry pick who life matters, who is deserving of the next hashtag, who is deserving of putting your body on the line in the name of justice. So to my comrades in the streets, and those at home using their platform, their purse strings, and their networks to uplift our stories. It is time. It is time that we remind this country and the world that these are our streets, our community, and our country too. And we want justice. And it's time that the powers that be either take notice and take action or move out of the way. Because if there's one thing I know to be true, is that protests or no protests, they're trying to bury me and bury you too.